welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be showing you my updated foundation routine. So if you would like to see how I get my base that I've been wearing for the last few months, please keep watching. So I'm going to be showing you guys my updated foundation routine, and these are the products that I've been using pretty much all summer. So I wanted to show you guys like how I prep my skin in the morning after I wash my face. So since my body is like pretty tan, I've been trying to keep my face and my neck out of the sun so it's not as dark as my body. So I've been mixing these two together in the morning. This is from Truly Organic and it's the Doll Face Cream. A little bit of this goes a long way, but it looks so good under makeup. So I take a little bit of this and then I mix in the Drunk Elephant D-Bronzi Anti-Pollution Sunshine Serum, and I just take one pump of this and a little bit of this and mix it together in my hands, and then I put it all over my face, and it matches my face and my neck more so to my body since it's not the same shade. So I really like to use these. So the first thing that I do is I go in with the e.l.f. Illuminating Primer Mist. That has definitely been one of my favorite summer things. Like, it just gives me such a nice glow and it feels really hydrating on the skin. And then I have three primers that I've been just switching back and forth with throughout the summer. The first one is the NYX Bear With Me Hydrating Jelly Primer. It comes in this container. I think it's like 10 bucks and you get a lot of product. It looks like Jello. It's like the weirdest consistency ever, but I really like it. The second one, I busted this out again this summer. This is the NYX Honey Do Me Up Primer. Comes in this little thing, and then you just apply it with the spatula. And then the last one that I've been using a lot, which is what I'm going to use today, is the MAC Prep and Prime. This is the Natural Radiance Radiant Pink Primer. So I'm going to be using this today. My skin so far this summer has pretty much been normal to dry. I haven't really had a lot of dry flakes, but I've been making sure that I've been applying moisturizer every day, so I think that really helps. So I'm just gonna apply this. I like to apply the majority of the product in the center of my face and then just spread the rest of it out. And then I also like to make sure I get primer on my neck because I am gonna be putting foundation there too. So my favorite foundation for the summer, this was actually my favorite foundation 2 years ago too, and then I just busted it out again and now it's my favorite all over again. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Medium to Full Coverage Foundation. I've been using the shade Sand and it's the perfect shade for me right now. So I usually just use 2 pumps, put it on the back of my hand, and I just swirl it around and then I just kind of place it on my skin. And then this is my new favorite sponge. This is the Sonia Kashuk sponge. I think I got it in a double pack or something like that. And then I'm just gonna blend that out. So this foundation routine that I've been doing, it doesn't feel heavy on my skin or anything. It feels really comfortable and it lasts me throughout the day, even in the heat. So I've really been enjoying all these products together. So you could definitely go in with one more pump if you want more full coverage, but I'm completely satisfied with the amount of coverage 2 pumps gives me. So the next thing I've been using a lot is the matching Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. This is in the shade Vanilla, and this is a yellow undertone concealer, and I like more neutral undertones or pink undertones, but this shade of concealer looks really good with this shade of foundation. So I've been pairing these two together all the time. I've been letting my concealer kind of sit for 15 seconds or so, or sometimes I'll just take this little fan that I got off of Amazon, because I feel the longer I let my concealer set on my skin, the more coverage I get out of it. So I'll just blast this on my face for 10 seconds. Or until I feel it kind of dry. And then I like to press it in with my Morphe E45. So I always start right here at the bottom to blend out first. And then I'll just drag whatever extra I have like over my Cupid's bow. I look crazy. So I'll just blend that. And then I'll start pressing in right underneath. And then I'll bring a little bit onto my lids. And then for whatever reason, I can never use a brush to blend out the center of my face, so I just go in with my sponge. It like pulls up my foundation if I try to blend it out with a brush. I don't know, it's weird. And then I'll just go over my under eyes. And what's nice about this concealer, you can build it up a little bit and it's not gonna get cakey. I actually did this the other day and I really liked it. So I'll just go back in with a little bit and I'll put it right there. And then I'll just push it in with my brush. This is the only time you guys will catch me using a yellow undertone concealer. So usually when I contour my nose, I always cream contour my nose and my lips, because if I try to put like a powder contour on my nose, for whatever reason, it just breaks up the foundation and concealer on my nose and I can't figure out why. So usually I would go in with this ColourPop New Renaissance sculpting stick, but they haven't made this in a really long time, so I definitely want to use something that you guys can still buy. So I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild contour. This is in the shade Oaks on You. And I like to apply it on the tip of my nose and then on the bridge. I'm not really like too precise because I'm going to blend it out anyways. And I do above my lip, like right on my Cupid's bow and below. So I start off with that much, and if I need to build it up, I will. And then I just take this brush. This is from a company called My Makeup Brush Set. There's no number on it or anything, but it's just like a super, it kind of looks like a toothbrush. So I like to take this and I'll blend it out first. Then I'll take the brush that I used to blend out my concealer and I'll just go over the bottom of my lip and the top, just to make sure it's all blended. And then I'll go in with the sponge for my nose and I'll just lightly blend that out. And then depending on how that looks, I'll add a little bit more contour if I need to, but to me that looks fine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. Now, to set my skin, I've been using this Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade 25 Medium. This is the darkest powder that I own, so I've been using this a lot lately. Just got a whiff of mac and cheese out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on. So I just like to pour about that much in the cap. So then I'll take this Morphe E41, I'll dip it in the cap and then just kind of tap off some of the excess. So I'm not super precise with the powder, I'll just press it in, and then if I can still see the powder, like that's fine. I just let it sit on my skin for a little bit, and I'll go in with my stippling brush and just like swipe off the excess. And then I always make sure I powder my neck because I don't want the foundation to transfer onto my clothes. Like, this is such a nice powder. Like, I haven't even been reaching for my like more high-end powders because this is just like silky smooth. I love it. And then I'll just kind of touch and see if it's still sticky. Normally it is. I usually have to do this like 2 times, sometimes 3. It just depends. Depends on how like matte I want my skin to be, or like not sticky, I guess. So it's still just like a tad sticky, but I like how this looks and I don't want my skin to be like super matte, so I'll just leave it. Then I do 2 different things for my under eyes. So the first thing that I do is I go in with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I've been using this dual-ended KKW Beauty, I think it's like a concealer brush. I don't know, I only use this side. And I go in with this E45 from Morphe first, make sure I don't have any creases. And then I'm going to take the KKW Beauty brush, dip in there, and I'm going to press right underneath my lower lash line. And I just kind of press it in like random areas. And I'm really messy with this too because I'm just going to blend it away, like whatever is left. So I just kind of let that sit. I guess it's like kind of baking in a way. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Blend out the creases. And then in with the powder. And then I just let that sit for a little bit. Next, I go in with my Morphe M536. Instead of swiping, I kind of just like press and pull off the excess. I hope that makes sense. So that way I don't have a bunch of loose powder underneath my eyes. So then I'll just look to see if I want any more brightness underneath my eyes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of the KKW Beauty Brighten powder. This is the shade 1. So I only need like a smidge of this. So this is what it looks like. And I'll use the Morphe M536 again. I'll just dip in there once, maybe twice. Tap off a little bit. And then I'll just press that right underneath my under eye. And then I'll just tap one more time and I'll go in between my brows. So this is my go-to base with the primer, foundation, concealer, and powder. So I'm just going to jump off here and finish up the rest of my makeup. I have just been pretty much just like changing out kind of like different shades of like corally peach blushes. And I've been using like gold highlighters because the summertime is the only time I can use a gold highlighter because my skin is too fair the rest of the months. And then I have the same brow routine that you guys have seen in all my videos. And then I'll just, whatever mood I'm in for lips is what I'll do for the day. But this is my base. So this is what my skin looks like up close. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and then I'll be back to let you guys know what I use to set my skin. So this is my finished makeup look for today. I'm just going to do a quick run through and let you guys know all the products that are on my face. For bronzer, I used my Pretty Vulgar bronzer in the shade Bronze Mannequin. For blush, I just took my Makeup Geek blushes. One of them is Bliss and the other one is Smitten. I just mixed the both of them and put them on my face. And then for highlighter, I just used my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette and I just took a mixture of all 3 shades and I applied that, so I just have more of like a natural glow today. For lips, I have MAC Strip Down and then I put on this. Oh my god, this is like my new favorite. I knew it would be the second I saw the shade. This is from ColourPop and it's the So Juicy Plumping Gloss. So good. This is in the shade Roundabout. For brows, I just used my Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Blonde, and then I used my Kat Von D brow powder in the shade Blonde as well. This is what that looks like. And then to set them, I just used my Essence Make Me Brow and Blondie Brows. On my eyes, I just have the Kat Von D Trooper Liner and a little bit of the Inglot Gel Liner in the shade Black. Lashes that I'm wearing, I think came in like a BoxyCharm and I think I'm gonna like repurchase them because I really like them. They're super easy to put on. These are Lily lashes. I've never tried these before and they're in the style Gaia, I think, G-A-I-A. And then I just used the Pretty Vulgar bronzer for my lid and then my lower lash line, and then I just put a nude eyeliner in my waterline. So I'm going to show you guys like how I set my skin, but I think I'm going to skip setting my face right now because my eyes are still watering, and if I do set it, I'll probably set it a little bit later, but this is what I usually do. So depending on how I feel, so if I want more of like just a regular setting spray, like nothing too matte or dewy, just kind of like in between, I guess, then I'll take the Physicians Formula Insta Ready setting spray. This reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay All Nighter. Or if I want more of like just a little bit of a glow, like this isn't super dewy or anything, but this is the Catrice Illuminating Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Setting Spray. I thought it was going to be a lot dewier because of the name, but it really isn't. But the first thing I do before I apply either one of these is I go in with MAC Prep and Prime, and this is the Fix Plus, so I'll spray this real fast, and then before it dries I'll go in with either this or this, and then I will hit myself with my fan to make sure everything is dried down completely. So this is my finished foundation routine. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Also, let me know your foundation routine in the comments below, like your favorite primer, your favorite foundation, and your favorite concealer. I'm super interested in that, and then what your skin type is. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.